Well, hey there, folks, and welcome to another edition of the BRO Reloading Bench. I am your host, Wade Rush. One of my most common questions that I'm getting right now is, Wade, at what point are hulls too far gone to bring them back to where we can't use them again? And with reloading supplies being at a premium right now and almost impossible to find, well, I'll tell you what, we got to go a long way to find one that I won't use again. Anyway, y'all stand by. Okay, Wade, what's the point? We're talking about all kinds of different scenarios where you're getting your hulls from, and the problem is just getting them. Period. I got buddies picking up hulls out of duck blinds. That's right. Any of you guys now with duck season going on? With duck season going on, these 3-inch, 3.5-inch, dang good hulls. There's Remington and Federal. You see, it's hard to pick up, but there's Remington 3.5-inch, some Federal 3.5-inch, some regular 3-inch, and most of them coming out of the duck blinds, they scoop them up. They've been floating in the water for a little bit, so they were wet whenever they were basically thrown away, and that's what happens. They get thrown away. But can we bring these back? Oh, baby, you betcha we can bring these back. So if you know some guys that are with Ducks Unlimited and stuff like that, especially this time of year, when they clean out those duck blinds, all of these 3-inch, 3.5-inch hulls are thrown in the garbage. Well, with like me and all you other loaders out there, that is a travesty. Okay. What is salvageable and what is not? What can we save? What do we need to throw away? And like I said earlier, I'm the kind of guy, and stuff is so hard to find right now, buddy, it's got to be a long way gone before I throw it away. Right here, I'll show you a couple of things right quick. One of my, the most asked questions that I'm getting right now are about the roll crimped hulls. Can they be roll crimped again after they're fired? I'm sure this is what y'all, your roll crimp rounds look like after you fired them. This is a 3-inch right here. You see the note on it, what it was. I'm sure this one probably killed a deer with one of the boys at the club. This is hard. This plastic is hard, no longer malleable, and probably we're not going to be able to make another 3-inch round. Now this is once fired, brand new hull. We can cut this out and make it a 2 3/4-inch hull and load it up just fine. Now see this 3.5-inch, this was a number 3 buck. I'm sure it probably killed a deer for us. 41 pellet number 3 buck. Now this crimp, look here, this plastic is still very malleable, easy to move. Whenever it is easy like this and malleable, you can reuse this. You can load this one again in 3.5 configuration. I got a couple right here that I loaded up last night. Second load, this was just like same batch of hulls that I got from the boys at the club here a few days ago. I put this together last night. Look at that. You can see it's kind of rough on the edges and all that. Used a bingo card on this one. How about that? But it loaded back just fine, and it wasn't just one. Loaded a couple of them. Second load right here. 20 pellets of this is the one that David Ayer, his Browning, loves so much, is that 20 pellet 31 cal single all. Joker has about tagged out this year shooting these loads with the White Lightning wad. Crimped up real pretty. Did just fine. So whenever I say that the answer is yes and no, that's what I'm talking about. It can be done sometimes, but if we can't bring it back, we can take these 3.5-inch hulls and turn them into 3-inch. Well, I've got a few 3-inch here that we can cut back to 2 3/4 inch, and I'm going to show y'all how I do that right now. Okay, when you see, y'all see that crease right there? That is a real good indicator where you crimp it of where a new 2 3/4 inch starts. Call it 2 3/4 inch. It's actually closer to 2.5. When you measure a 3-inch round, you're going to actually find that it's actually measuring out to about 2 3/4 inch. Yeah, I'm serious. Measure one. You'll see what I'm talking about. See, here's a brand new Chadite 3-inch. These were the same length at one time. We're going to cut that nasty part out right there, make it as level as we can, and it'll be ready to go for a 2 3/4 inch. Now, what do we use? I use some medic shears and just clip the whole thing off at one time. That works good. Not real good for trimming the lapels though. Or you can get this industrial strength trimmer from Ballistic Products for around 11 bucks, guys. And this has got a nice, this thing cuts really good all the way to the tip right here. Works really, really good. Get this burned thing right here, and you just start trimming this away. But don't worry if it looks a little ragged to start with. We want this burned stuff off of here. Then we can eyeball it and cut out, trim it back. Okay, now we got most all the hard burned stuff off. Now we're going to trim it, get these rough edges off. Get just a little bit more, a little bit burned right there, and we want to level it up. That right there will work. We decap, resize it. You could star crimp it in 2 3/4 inch configuration, or you can roll crimp it. I'm going to show you what this looks like after we've trimmed it and roll crimped another round. Stand by. And after we've cut back the 2 3/4 inch, this is the final product. Loaded these up last night. See, that's how much we roll crimped it down. But here is the 2 3/4 inch replaced with a Fiocchi 616 primer. Fits great. You can see the red, that is a CB 1138-12 Clay Buster. It's the AA12 red replacement. We got that Fiocchi primer, 32 grains of blue dot, the CB 1138 wide, and we've got 12 32 caliber polished single alt out of the MP mold, roll crimped with the Guype BN2. The Guype BN2 does that style real pretty. I mean, that is a beautiful roll crimp. Yeah, of course, another bingo card. That's a beautiful round, ain't it, boys? 2 3/4 inch mag right there. And that is a Slayer. That's how you can take your 3-inch, maybe burned on the top, and turn it into one heck of a nice 2 3/4 inch mag round. And once you shoot this one again, and if you have to trim this off, we can go even shorter. Say, wait, how short can you go if you shoot that thing and stuff like that? Well, dang, you guys gonna make me show you that too. Hang on. How much shorter can you go? Check this out. After we fired this round, and we have to cut the crimp out, check that out. Look at that. Now we're getting into mini shell size, but Wade, what did you do here? Well, we decapped it, resized it. It's got a Fiocchi primer. I got 28.5 grains of long shot in here, just over or under a flex seal. See it right there through the clear, just a flex seal, that's all. And then we stacked 28 pellets of number 3 buck. This is the Remington number 3 buck. Back when we could actually get bags of buckshot from Precision, I got a couple of bags of number 3 buck, and a very beautiful roll crimp. covered in BP Original buffer. Now that's a dang nice little round. Works great. But there you go. That's how you can just keep firing these roll crimps, especially if it burns the end, and still get 3-4 loads out of each round, even if it's burning the end with your real pretty roll crimps. Okay, hull length and all that cool stuff. Let's move on to some other stuff. Cosmetic. Now, see, a lot of your newer buckshot that have just been fired, this is what it looks like. These boys been dragging this stuff through the swamp for a little while. Now, then you start getting into some stuff that may have been sitting out for a while. Look at that. Now that's pretty dang nasty. But you say, wait, is there any way to bring that back? Well, yeah. Need to get you some of this though. See that? 4-aught. 4-aught steel wool. It's on Amazon for the cheap. This isn't expensive stuff, boys. This is cheap stuff. You get several bags off of Amazon for 10 bucks. I forget what I paid for it. If I find a link, I'll post it right here. But you need to get you some of this 4-aught steel wool. Now, how pretty do you want your reloads to look? Now, you know, that's pretty dang nasty. And I said, does it get any worse? I think I had something. This stuff was out of the duck blinds here, boys. These were duck blind hulls. Let me see. I think I had some. Even had some heavy shot. Yeah, we got some heavy shot, 3.5 inch. You don't want to discard any of these 3.5 inch if you don't have to. And we can bring all that back. But that is pretty dang nasty. But you take this 4-aught steel wool, I take it, wrap it, pinch it around like this. Here, let me move some of this stuff back out of the way. So we got room to work here. Wrap it around your brass like this and twist it. You'll feel how rough it is. But as you twist it, rotate that hull and then give it several torques. Twist it. Several torques again. You'll feel it starting to soften up. See? It's dull, but you feel it, and all that rough stuff is starting to peel away. See, it's starting to get shiny, starting to shine up. A lot of you innovative guys out there may find ways to put this in a drill or something like that. Well, I hadn't figured a way to do that yet. Now, this is smooth. You can sand some more of this stuff off, but now you get right here on the end, and you can also clean that off. That, you can feel that it is smooth. We got a good ridge. Nothing is cracked. That will fire and function just fine. Don't throw that away just because it was looking real nasty. Now, something like that already looks pretty decent. How pretty do you like your reloads to look, boys? You want your reloads to look so new that the boys couldn't even tell by looking at it if it was brand new right out of the box? How about that? 4-aught steel wool. It brings hulls back from the dead. Old nasty bismuth heavy shot, 3.5 inch. It's like magic, ain't it? How about that? All ready to load again. Okay, Wade, what are really good 3.5-inch candidates for cutback to 3 inch? Well, right here, boys, Winchester Western. See where they use that burn probe in the center? Y'all know these things, they fold up real pretty, but your buffer just spills out all in your gun. You got to fill it full of wax or whatever else. You got 3.5-inch, it's nasty. 4/0 steel wool. Feel how rough that sounds? It's a little dull, but all of the rust, and it's real smooth. All of the rust is knocked off of it. And so you can read everything really good. Look at, see the, in a Benelli gun, these things with the inertia bolt, really strong bolt, you can see where these things have been loaded and unloaded several times. See, every little dent in that thing is where it has been slammed into battery multiple times without being fired. That rim is still good, it's not split. You inspect your hull, top to bottom. You want to make sure there's no creases, that nothing has bit it and bent it. This one looks good. I hate that mess on that crimp, but I'm a versatile guy. We'll use this to make a 3-inch. Now, BP has a really cool trimming tool, spin and trim. Let me show you how that works. Spin and trim. This is an awesome little tool right here, boys. And we were talking about what makes a 3.5-inch round a real good candidate to be cut back to a 3-inch round. Well, we got a couple here. I've already talked to you about the Winchester. Now we've got a Federal Premium. Federal Premium. This was probably a buckshot round. Yes, it was. Now, it's the same with this. This brass is not in real bad shape, but look what we got here on the crimp. Split here, split here. Now, would this crimp back and probably be fine? It could be, yes, it could be. But I don't need 3.5 that bad to where, because we've got, this is split like this. This is a real good candidate to be cut back to a good sturdy 3-inch round, which is what we shoot 90% of the time. The spin and trim, the way BP engineered this thing, see the gap right here that you see between the blade and the back wall, the backing of behind the spindle here on the spin and trim is about the width of your crimp right here. So what I mean by that is this stop is basically set up for 2 3/4 inch right now, but it will work for these 3.5. Get it slid up over the spindle here. See where the blade falls? Now what I do is I pull it back, I eyeball it just like this, get it right here on that, see that crushed line right there where the top of the crimp actually was? Drop it right there. Now you're supposed to spin it back towards you, but I actually spin it away from me like this. The cut is a little cleaner. And now we got a Winchester Western, brand new. See, here's the, once again, here's the new Chadite that I use to measure them by. See what I'm saying? And it's ready to load. Now, all right, we got our Winchester ready. Now it's the same thing. Let's get this, let's get that piece of crimp off the spindle there. All right, we're ready to go again. Open up, you just push your clamp in like this, see, and pick your blade up. Now, I have to widen this. See that right there? That's going to be trouble trying to get it over that spindle. See here, this one actually, look at there, boys. That crimp was actually split, or it popped. It was so weak it popped while I was just sitting here messing with it. I'm trying to do this in front of the camera and look at it too. So I'm going to have to pull it off camera so I can see what I'm doing, boys. There we go. Okay. A lot of this stuff is hard to deal with whenever you got it on camera. Okay, see where that split is? We're just eyeballing it here. I'm showing you what I'm seeing now. We get it right about there. We start our trim. There we go. Clamp down a little bit. Make it cut a little bit more. Federal is tough stuff, boys. It is tough. We're going to be roll crimping this. And I use this to make sure that we got our length just about right. It was mainly cosmetic type stuff today, but reloading stuff is so hard to find right now that you can't hardly afford to throw anything away, especially in 3.5 inch and 3 inch rounds, because they're so versatile, especially the 3.5 inch, because that's starting out at the longest point. You got so many more options with the 3.5 inch, and then start working your way down as you have to if it's damaged or anything, especially at the crimp, which is usually where it gets damaged. So anyway, appreciate you riding along. If you've stayed with me this long, y'all have a very happy new year. Hope y'all had a Merry Christmas. This is Wade Rush, host of the Bubba Roundtree Outdoors channel, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Bye-bye.